Here with this problem, we're given the value of cosine theta, which is -half, and theta is lying in the third quadrant. We need to find out the value of 4 times tangent squared theta minus 3 times secant squared theta. So let's begin. First, we will consider the given value. We are given cosine of theta equals to -half. We need to find out the value of tangent theta and cosec theta, or the cosecant theta, first. To find out tangent theta, we'll need to find out the value of sine theta. We are going to use an identity. So we know that sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta, so that's equals to +1. So if we substitute the value of cosine theta with the -half in this equation, this will help us obtain the value of sine theta, because sine theta is simply plus or minus square root of 1 minus cosine squared theta, or cosine theta whole square. We're going to get plus or minus, so underneath the square root, we're going to have 1 minus -half whole square. So this is going to give us a value plus or minus square root of 3 over 2. So we're getting two values for sine theta, one positive square root of 3 over 2 and the other is negative. But we have to be careful here. So here we're given that theta lies in the third quadrant. We have a Cartesian plane which can be subdivided into 4 parts. So we have 1, this is the first quadrant. Then if we are going into anti-clockwise fashion, then this is going to be the second quadrant, and this will be the third quadrant, and we have the fourth quadrant. We have a mnemonic A, S, T, C. So A means all the trig functions are going to be positive in the first quadrant. S means, which stands for sine. So we have sine and it's a reciprocal, which is the cosecant function, that's going to be positive in the second quadrant. Everything else will be negative. Then in the third quadrant, T stands for tangent. The tangent and its reciprocal, the cotangent function, that's going to be positive. Everything else will be negative. And finally, in the fourth quadrant, we have the cosine function. So cosine and secant, so they are going to be positive and everything else will be negative. Now, in our problem, we are given the theta lies in the third quadrant, so we are only going to be concerned with the third quadrant where the tangent and cotangent functions are positive. Meaning sine theta is going to be negative, so we'll only have to consider the negative value of sine theta, which is negative square root of 3 over 2. Now we can quickly find out the value of tangent theta. So tangent theta is defined as the ratio of the sine function to that of the cosine function. So what's sine theta? So sine theta is negative square root of 3 over 2 all divided by cosine theta. Cosine theta is -half. This is going to give us a value positive square root of 3, and the positive value makes sense. That's because we are in the third quadrant here, tangent is positive. Now we want to find out the value of cosecant function. So that's very simple, because we have the value of sine theta. Cosecant function is the reciprocal of the sine function. So since sine theta is negative square root of 3 over 2, its reciprocal will be -2 divided by square root of 3. So we have obtained the value of tangent of theta and cosecant of theta, which we can substitute to obtain the value of 4 times tangent squared theta minus 3 times cosecant squared theta. So let's find it out. So now 4 times tangent squared theta minus 3 times cosecant squared theta. This will be equals to 4 times tangent of theta, so that's square root of 3. Square root of 3 whole squared minus 3 times cosecant squared of theta, that will be -2 over square root of 3 whole square, which is going to give us 4 times square root of 3 whole square, so that's 3. Then we have -3 multiplied to -2 square, so that's 4 divided by square root of 3 whole square, so that's 3. 3 and 3 cancels out, so we have 12 minus 4, so that's equals to 8. So that means the value of 4 times tangent squared theta minus 3 times secant squared theta, that's going to be equals to 8.